Nigeria, the most populated black nation on earth, gained her independence from British rule on October 1st, 1960.
We have come to the United Kingdom as delegates of the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, chosen by our people, in order to demand for a more democratic constitution, to modify 4 laws affecting our lands, minerals and chiefs, and to request the British government to grant us more political responsibility to enable us to take an active part in the management of our affairs within the framework of the British Empire.
Power was handed over to Alhaji Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, who became the first Prime Minister of Nigeria. However, Nigeria was still under the rule of Queen of England. In 1963, Nigeria became a republic, making the country fully independent of the British monarchy, with Tafawa Balewa re-elected as Prime Minister in 1964. This movement for independence was driven by young and courageous nationalists like Herbert Macaulay, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Sir Hamadu Bello, Chief Anthony Enaro, Fumilayo Ransome-Kuti, Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Alhaji Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, to mention but a few. As Nigerians attained independence, these patriots also became part of the political elites who ruled their various regions. But there was widespread mistrust amongst the regions and tribes, with corruption, impunity, political upheaval, and all sorts of clashes, putting the nation in a fragile state.
The Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody.
Nigerians, who were previously excited about independence, became disillusioned that the economic prosperity and political progress they eagerly expected remained far-fetched. They soon realized that there was little difference between the new Nigerian political class and the British colonial lords. On January 15, 1966, Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa was both overthrown and killed by a group of military officers led by Colonel Chukwuma Kaduna Nzeogo. The killing of political leaders across the country was supposed to be a sort of purge to help sanitize Nigeria's political class of corrupt individuals. However, due to the failure of some of the officers to execute politicians to whom they were assigned, the coup ended up looking like a coup against the northern elites. Resulting from the 1966 coup, Major General Aguiyi Ironsi took charge of the country, becoming the first Nigerian military head of state on the 16th of January 1966. In retaliation for the January coup, another set of mostly northern military officers carried out what is now referred to as a counter-coup that claimed the lives of the head of state, Aguiyi Ironsi, and others, mostly southern top military officers. On August 1, 1966, General Yakubu Gowon took charge of the country. In his administration, on May 30, 1967, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, military governor of the Eastern region, announced the breakaway of the Eastern states as the Republic of Biafra. This led to the deaths of millions of civilians in the Nigerian civil war that lasted for 30 months. On the 15th of January 1970, the civil war came to an end as the Biafran troops officially surrendered to the federal troops. While away at an OAU summit in Uganda, General Gowon was overthrown by Brigadier Muritala Muhammad in another coup on July 25, 1975. General Muritala then became the head of state on the 30th of July 1975, but was gruesomely assassinated on the 13th of February 1976 on his way to the mosque for prayers. The coup was later aborted and coup plotters led by one Lieutenant Colonel Bukasuka Dinka were arrested and later executed by the military government. Muritala's deputy Olusegun Obasanjo took over and paved the way for democracy by handing over power to Nigeria's first elected executive president, Alhaji Shehu Shagari, on the 1st of October 1979. Alhaji Shehu Shagari was later overthrown in a successful coup on 31st of December 1983 by military officers, with Major General Muhammadu Buhari becoming the head of state. Less than 2 years later, on August 27, 1985, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida seized power in a bloodless coup while the deputy head of state, Tunde Idi Agbon, was away on Hajj trip to Saudi Arabia. After many failed attempts and in the midst of flowery promises, General Babangida on June 12, 1993, held a peaceful election, which Moshood Abiola emerged as the winner. The 1993 election remains the most peaceful one in the history of Nigeria till date. But General Babangida later cancelled the presidential election won by the successful businessman. He then appointed Ernest Shoneko as an interim president of Nigeria on the 26th of August 1993 after being forced out by his fellow military officers, and he announced that he was stepping aside. On November 17, 1993, Lieutenant General Sani Abacha seized power from the interim national government and arrested the winner of the June 12th election after he announced himself as the president of Nigeria.
His most recent action of declaring himself the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria incited the public to insurrection and attempting to topple the government by force with a view to installing himself as president, however led to his arrest by the law enforcement agents.
On June 8, 1998, the controversial death of General Abacha was announced and he was succeeded by General Abdulsalam Abubakar, who later transferred power to former Army General Olusegun Obasanjo, who won the 1999 presidential elections. On May 29, 1999, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo was sworn in as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Olusegun Obasanjo, running on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, became the first person to rule as head of state and also as civilian president. The candidate of the People's Democratic Party in 2007 presidential election, Alhaji Umar Musa Yar'Adua, was declared the winner of the controversial election and was sworn in on May 29, 2007. On February 10, 2010, power was transferred to his vice president due to the illness of the president, which eventually claimed his life. Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was elected as the president of Nigeria on April 2011, but was defeated in his re-election bid by a retired Army General, Muhammadu Buhari, of the All Progressive Congress. Mr. Buhari was declared the winner of the 2015 presidential election, making him the second person to rule as head of state and also as civilian president after Chief Obasanjo. Mr. Buhari was re-elected as a president in February 2019. However, as Nigeria celebrates 59 years after independence from British rule, underdevelopment, corruption, impunity, high rates of unemployment, rising inflation, capacity underutilization, millions of out-of-school pupils, poverty, poor health care, epileptic power supply, low income for the masses of Nigerian workers, and humongous pay for the political class at all levels of government continue to hold the country widely called the Giant of Africa back from attaining her true potentials.